Welcome back to the University of Limerick, welcome back to Ireland and the 2023 Tag World Cup. It's been another exciting day for Great Britain across the 8 teams, all of them in action today at the business end of the competition. Let's start with a rundown from the men's. Men's 40s, their winning run came to an end. A couple of losses to Australia and to Ireland, but they are still in the running, and we will go through all of tomorrow's fixtures at the bottom of this one. Men's 30s had an exactly identical day. They had been undefeated to this point, but they also lost to Australia and to Ireland. Men's Open, they went into a grading final against Lebanon. They played on pitch 10 in the bowl. That one was drawn after regulation. It was decided it was going to go to drop-off. The tournament director confirmed that. The two teams played drop-off, and in one of the messiest examples of how to win a game of five-a-side tag rugby in overtime, Men's Open came out triumphant. Nick Wilkes scoring an incredible try. Unfortunately, on appeal from Lebanon, the result did not stand. It was put down as a draw, and Lebanon went into the quarterfinals as the highest seed. GB didn't let that bother them though. They played New Zealand Exiles in their quarterfinal, and they thumped them to get through to the semi-finals. The mixed competition, Mixed Open had already opened their accounts in the knockout stages of phase 2 of their competition. They beat Italy and South Africa to start off their day before a very, very narrow loss to Ireland on this number 1 pitch here at UL. A forward pass was the decision from the referee on the final play of the game, which would have seen a 2-point try and a win for Great Britain. Ultimately, though, they went down by 1 point. Mixed seniors had an incredible run through the competition so far, and they continued that this morning, beating New Zealand Exiles very, very convincingly. They then lost in their final game of the day to Ireland, however, but that's not as disastrous as it may seem. And we caught up with Ronan Farrell and Sarah Jackson from Mixed Seniors just before that match to get their thoughts on the game ahead and where the rest of the competition was going for them. It has been an incredibly successful tournament for Great Britain Mixed Seniors so far. They are top of their group and undefeated. How does it feel at this point?
Yeah, it's good. It's great. It's nice to see all the hard work kind of coming to fruition at the right time. We feel like we've been on a good roll. A little bit of a slow start. Tough start yesterday morning against the Lions with a draw, but we've been building since then. And yeah, peaking at the right time.
So you mentioned a draw there with the Alliance, and then after that you followed it up, beating New Zealand and beating Australia, two of the best teams in the world. What was the secret to the success and the turnaround this year?
I think this one's been a lot of composure on our half. I think we've got some great individual strength, but we've all just come together as a team. Everyone's done their part. I think everyone's played phenomenal. And yeah, defence, composure, and then we can play, which kind of has worked really well for us.
So you know at this point you guys are guaranteed to play in a World Cup semi-final. Exactly which opponent is dependent on your next game, your final group stage game against Ireland. Ronan, you've been there, done that at a World Cup final, and you won it. What is your preparation at this point, knowing you're going into a knockout game like that?
I think for us it's been just resetting before each game, taking each game kind of as it comes. We play Ireland a lot. We're very familiar with each other. We feel like we've had the better of them over the past couple of B&Is, but we just haven't gotten the results. So we're just hoping to put that right today.
SJ, for you, it's a new experience and a well-deserved one to reach. How are you going to approach it?
I think the same way. I think this fresh game, each game, have to take it, I think, come together as the team, like we're one unit together, which is really important, and just discipline and composure. All the teams and the top 4 for us, everyone's pretty well aligned. They've been tight games right throughout, and I think you got respect for your opponents, but I think if we do what we've been doing, we've got a really good shot.
Absolutely. It's been such a tight team unit this World Cup so far, and SJ and Ronan have been integral parts of that. We're looking forward to their semi-final tomorrow. Moving on to the women's side of the competition, Women's Open, they started their day with a win over New Zealand Exiles. Even though they had a number of frontline players unavailable for this one, it was an excellent win from them. They then went 4-0 up against Australia in their final round-robin game before Australia mounted A comeback worthy of champions, and edged that one by a single point. Women's 30s beat Ireland, and we'll come on to what that means for them in just a moment. And then in what was effectively a dead rubber, their final round robin game, they lost to Australia, who they'd beaten earlier in the competition. Women's 35s, they had one final round robin game against the Lions, and it was a triumphant victory for them, running away with that one before they faced Ireland in their semi-final, the first Great Britain semi-final to have taken place. That happened just moments ago this evening in conditions that were even worse than they are right now. The rain was pouring down, it was freezing cold. Great Britain went behind by 2 points. They mounted an incredible comeback in the closing stages of the match to go to drop-off. Unfortunately, though, they weren't quite able to seal the deal and win the match. And we spoke to Sophia Prout just after full-time. You join us at the end of Great Britain Women's 35 semi-final. It was an incredible performance, coming back from 2-0 down in the closing stages to force drop-off. Unfortunately, the Irish did score the game-winning try, and they will go through to face Australia in the final. Great Britain will play again tomorrow in their attempt to get gold. Sophia, it was such a tough match in these conditions. Horrible rain, horrible wind, but the girls really performed given all the odds they were against.
Absolutely. The girls gave it their all. I'm really proud of what we did out there, especially the girls who had to go up on drop off. That is a really tough ask, and they were really brave.
It was amazing to see how quickly you were organised. It was obviously something you talked about, who the five were going to be, and they were out there, they were ready to go.
I think the coaches have always been really good at comms. They've always been clear about comms, and we had that decision quick. So we got the team ready and we got in focus, and all the rest of us were just there to cheer it on.
So like all of our GB sides, you reach semi-final stage.
Yep.
Obviously tonight, not the result you want, but how do you guys overnight get yourself ready again to go again tomorrow for the bronze?
Well, absolutely. I think we're really proud, and I think we'll take that with us, and we'll focus on our accomplishments. We're a new team this year, and we're in the semi-finals of the World Cup. So, yeah, the bronze is on, and we're going to get one medal. So,
yeah, and your accomplishments there that you're talking about. 6 months ago, this team didn't exist. It has come together in such a short space of time, and you have a chance to go for a World Cup medal tomorrow.
Absolutely, we're gonna take it home for everyone.
Absolutely. Make sure you join us for that one and support the women's 35s all the way. So as mentioned in that, women's 35s unable to get to the final, but they will play for bronze tomorrow against the Alliance, who, remember, they beat fairly convincingly this morning. Every other Great Britain team, like women's 35s, has reached the semi-finals or equivalent in an unparalleled display of success for the Great Britain programme. And I'm going to run you down everyone's opposition tomorrow in their semi-finals. Mixed Open, well, they're playing in a Super 6. They have one more game left in that against Australia, and then they look set to go into the bronze medal match, where we think they're probably going to face Ireland once more and renew that classic rivalry. We stick with Ireland in mixed seniors. They will play them in the semi-final, as will men's 40s. They also lost to Ireland today, but get another bite at the cherry tomorrow in the semi-final. Men's 30s will play Australia in their semi-final, and it's the same story for men's open. So huge contests for them, but you've got to beat the best to be the best. In the women's open, they have a different semi-final opposition, the only one not to be playing Australia or Ireland, and they will face New Zealand Exiles in their semi-final. Coming second in their round robin means Australia are on the other side of the draw to them. The last team, and the reason I've saved them to last, is our women's 30s. They've done us so proud, and they were the first team to qualify for the finals this morning after their victory over Ireland. That meant they bypassed the semi-final stage, only second and third playing off to go into the final there, and they will face Australia in the final tomorrow. They are guaranteed a medal, minimum silver, which means an improvement on their bronze medal as women's 27s back in the 2018 World Cup. So one medal guaranteed for Great Britain already, and every single one of the other 7 with an opportunity to win bronze, silver or gold. It is going to be a historic day, however it turns out, and we do hope you join us on socials, on the live stream, and if you can, here in person at UL. Good night.